Good morning, my lovely friends. Happy day to you. So yesterday I did a video about the wonderful, beautiful things, these benefits that have been happening for me since I started intentionally working with the Kundalini. And now I'd like to talk about some negative stuff. There's a positive and a negative for everything. And to me, and this is just my experience, just my opinion, please do your own research, be open to your own experience. This is just what I have to offer. To me, what it feels like is that the energy is trying to purify everything, trying to untie all the knots, trying to open me up, not only in my body and in my energy body, but also in my life. Feels like everything's being loosened up, opened up, so that I can be pure and move through the world as my divine self. That's what it feels like. So as that's happening, just like would happen in any other detox situation, the toxins need to come out. They need to be able to expel themselves from my life, from my body. So some of the ways that that's been happening are unpleasant and not really that fun. So I have them written down because, like I said, I tend to wander with my words. One of the things that's been happening that I do believe is just a result of meditating for so many hours a day and not really being able to ground all of that energy out of me is I'm spacey. A lot of the time I feel like I'm floating, like I'm not really here on earth. It's better when I exercise. It's better when I get outside. It's better when I eat enough. I can definitely do things to ground myself, but a lot of the time I feel kind of like in the twilight zone. And that's been a little tricky because when I'm with people, they're like, "Where are you?" And I don't know where I am. I'm not really here. So I've been having to do a lot of conscious grounding. So that's been one kind of negative thing that's not, it's not painful or even uncomfortable. It just makes life a little bit more difficult. I want to be alone a lot. This has been challenging because my fiance and I are extremely close. We have always loved to spend a ton of time together, and I enjoy his company immensely. He enjoys mine. I'm very close with my children. I'm very close with my parents. I have these close relationships that require a lot of time, and a lot of my presence. That's just the way it's always been. And lately, I have been wanting to shut myself in my bedroom and meditate for like 8 hours a day. That's like what I want to do. I want to meditate, I want to exercise, and I want very limited contact with other people. It's just where I'm at right now. And it's not so uncomfortable for me when I'm able to be alone. When I'm in crowds of people, I get annoyed a little bit more easily. It just feels like they're invading my space, invading my actual energy. And it's been a challenge to my relationships. My family doesn't really get it. My kids want to spend time with me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go meditate." And my fiance, he works a lot, so it's a little bit different, but when he calls me, I'm like, spaced out because I just got done meditating and I haven't grounded yet, and he feels like I'm not with him in the same way. So that's been a little bit challenging. And just, it's hard. I think I actually put it down here somewhere. I didn't, so I'll talk about it right now. It's hard to relate to other people because I have this stuff going on that's very mystical and very mysterious and very spiritual, and I feel like I want to talk about it. Like, oh my God, I was sleeping last night and I felt like I was being lifted off the bed, and I felt like a light beam came through me and like it exploded, and isn't that cool? not many people are going to be like, oh yeah, the same thing happened to me 2 nights ago. Like, it's much harder to relate to people with the experiences that are going on, so I just don't talk about it. And I mean, nobody really wants to hear it anyway because they don't get it. They don't get it because it's not part of their experience right now. And it's what I'm going through, so it's what I want to bring up, what I want to talk about. So a lot of the time I'm talking about like mundane stuff that just kind of has lost its appeal for me. So relationships have been a little bit more challenging. There are no arguments, there's no difficult interaction. It's just, I just don't know how to relate the same way that I did before. In some ways, my relationships have improved because I've been able to be more emotionally steady, been able to connect more in a real way. But some of it is difficult because I just want to be by myself. I just wish that I could spend a long period of time in meditation by myself, just silent, I need like a vow of silence right now. And I'm talking to you, wherever you are out there, but it's different because there's no feedback. There's no one actually here giving their opinion or kind of throwing their energy at me. Being around other people is a little bit challenging right now. I'm ultra sensitive, and I don't just mean ultra sensitive emotionally. I mean everything I'm aware of, like the perfume that someone is wearing 2 tables away from me when my fiance and I go out to eat. I'm aware of the blanket touching my skin as I'm trying to sleep at night and it keeps me up. I'm aware of the bad mood that my mother is in when we're on the phone. And she's trying her best to cover it, but I can feel it. And it's like getting under my skin. Super sensitive. Much better able to not take things personally, which makes it easier to like kind of distance myself when I'm in a conversation. Like I don't get defensive. I'm more objective, which is great. But I can sense people's moods. I can sense, I don't know, just even chemicals in the food. When I eat things that are not healthy, it's almost like intolerable. I get like, it's just disgusting. I have regular coffee. I have organic coffee right now, and organic tea, and that tastes okay. But I recently put a creamer in my coffee that was not organic and it's like one of the most unhealthy creamers that you can buy. Those kind that you can leave out forever on the counter. I don't think that's a real food. I put it in my coffee and I almost threw up. Like super, super sensitive, which has not been easy to deal with. Negative emotions arise out of nowhere. A couple of weeks ago, my fiance and I were asleep, and he tried to put his leg around me, and I don't know where this came from. There was no reason for it. He didn't do anything. He was just trying to like cuddle with me. I got so angry, like anger just came up in me and flooded my body so much so that I had to leave the room. And I feel again like this is just part of this purification process, and it makes so much sense because throughout my entire life I haven't allowed myself to feel anger. Anger was one of those emotions that it's just not okay to feel, and that's the emotion that has been coming up when I just all of a sudden out of nowhere I'll just feel really angry. No reason for it whatsoever. So that's been a little difficult. That's been challenging to deal with that because it just wants to come out, it just wants to express itself. It happened again yesterday. Something happened that was so benign, so not a big deal, and I was pissed, and it was like a fire in me. And I think that's just the purification process. And the challenge is to allow it to come up without reacting, especially without reacting in a way that hurts other people. I think it's important to allow it, the space to come out, because otherwise it's just more trapped energy that needs to be purified and will have to undergo that process at some point. If the Kundalini energy is moving through me, it has to be expelled. So I want to allow that, but I don't want to hurt anybody. So that's been like, when you're so angry, what do? It's like natural. It's a natural inclination to lash out. That's what anger is. Anger is protective, and it wants you to lash out. That's why you feel it. That's been challenging. And the 2 times that it did happen, I did lash out, and I hurt somebody. I hurt people around me, and it's not okay. Working on it. Stiffness. To put this into words is a little difficult, but it feels like my body will sometimes just freeze and become paralyzed. And for a minute, not even a minute, for a couple of seconds, it can be difficult to move. It's like the more I try to move, the more frozen I get, and I need to allow it to pass. And I don't really know what that's about. That doesn't just happen during meditation, although that's when it first started happening. It was during the meditation I'd feel really stiff and like stuck in this position, or in whatever position. And just like I couldn't move, like my body was asleep. But now it's happening when I'm like doing my ordinary everyday tasks. I'll suddenly feel like I can't move. My hands will be like stuck in this position. And it's only like a couple of seconds, but it's still, that's been challenging to work with when I'm in the middle of doing something and I freeze up. Hasn't been fun. Lower back pain. Lower back pain. This is real, for me anyway. I heard about this as a symptom of Kundalini awakening, and I was like, I'm sure it's not that bad. Like, this is an energetic process. How bad could it be? This shit is real. I cried. I was on the plane going from Rhode Island, where I live, to Texas with my fiance, and I was in so much pain that I cried. My spine was burning, especially my lower back. The lower back pain is difficult to deal with for me, and I don't really know what to do, except I've been trying to open my root chakra. That feels right, and that actually does sometimes work. But it feels like the more the energy is moving through me on those days, the lower back pain is pretty intense. And so far, nothing touches it. You can't take aspirin for energetic lower back pain. Doesn't work. So it's just something that right now I'm dealing with and living with. And some days are better than others. And when I move more, it certainly improves. But I do think it's part of the process for me, and it will work itself out, as everything does. Purification process. It might mean, what I've been thinking it means is the energy is stuck somehow, and I need to figure out how to move that around and unblock it. Buzzy and trembly. This actually has been really challenging on certain days, because it just feels like there's an inner vibration shaking me, and it's just uncomfortable. It feels like I have no skin, almost like my nerves are all on end and trembling with this energy, almost like I stuck my finger in an electric socket and there's a current moving through me. And sometimes it's beautiful, but other times it's like, it's just too much. And I just want to be able to sit and be in my body and not feel like I'm like spread out all over the place and shaking. That's what it feels like I'm dispersed everywhere, and like this energy is like trembling, like lightning moving through me. Not painful, just uncomfortable. And again, I think it has to do with grounding. So I've been trying to ground a lot, trying to spend more time doing things that have to do with reality, like paying my bills, cleaning my house, cleaning my car, spending more time with my children, doing things with my hands, getting outside. And it does help, but it's a lot of energy to process. That's what it feels like in my body. This energy moving around is a lot to process. I don't care about appearances. Fuck. This wouldn't be a problem if we didn't live in a society where appearances mattered. And if everyone was awakening their Kundalini, everyone would be like, I don't care, I'm not going to shave. I'm not going to put on makeup today. Like, I just don't care. I have makeup on right now because I'm making a video and it feels appropriate, but I took 5 minutes to do it because I can't be bothered to put any more time and energy into it. It was hard for a little while for me to take a shower. I was like, the only reason why I'm taking a shower is because my fiance doesn't want me to smell bad. The only reason that I'm doing my hair is because we're going out and it's important to him and he's important to me. So he cares what I look like and I don't at all right now. In some ways it's very liberating to not give a shit. I used to work out to have a nice body. I work out now because I want to have a body that's capable of functioning later on in my life. It's a totally different reason. I want to be flexible. I also want to be prepared for Kundalini. I want to make it better. I want to make my body more open to the energy, more able to deal with the energy. And I want to be more flexible when I get older. I don't even look in the mirror barely ever anymore. And that is only challenging because I have people in my life, my fiance, who do care what I look like. And also, like, to go around not taking a shower for days on end and being around people, they're gonna judge, probably, and, like, it's who wants to be around somebody who smells badly and who doesn't care that they smell? Like, now I'm a little bit better where, like, I want to brush my teeth. But for a while, even brushing my teeth was, like, something I had to consciously remember. I just didn't care. No depression, no sadness about it. It was almost like I had trouble remembering that I had a physical body to take care of in a way that wasn't strictly for my health, if that makes any sense. And then as my last one, I guess I did write it down here, no one gets it. Who can you talk to? No one understands it. There are just very few people who get it. And that's been a challenge. It's been a challenge to not talk about it. I want to tell everyone. I want to share my experiences. They're incredible. Some of the experiences that I've been having are mind-blowing to me. And when you have these things happen, like, it's so nice to be able to share it with somebody. There's no one to share it with. No one that I know would get it. They wouldn't understand what the energy feels like. They wouldn't understand some of the mystical experiences that I'm having, and they might even think I'm crazy. So right now, I have nobody to talk to, which might be actually why I'm making these journals and diary entries, because I can talk to you and you're not even a real person. You're a camera in front of me right now, but I can get some stuff out and share. And that's it. That's really it right now. I have nothing else to say. Those are the negative aspects right now that have been happening to me and in my life. I hope that's helpful. Maybe you're experiencing some of the same things. I'd love to know. Leave me a comment. My email's in the description below. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, my friends. Bye-bye.